Uh, we love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump 2024.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that.
Look, after hearing what that man said about the Somalis in Minnesota, I just got to say, clearly some of y'all needed to learn this lesson the hard way.
Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Kali.
I'm David.
So today we are addressing the topic that has sparked a lot of emotional reactions online, especially with Somali and the Black American community.
Yes, we have seen short clips circulating without context, and that has led to misunderstandings, anger, and division.
Our goal in this video is not to attack anyone or to bring any misunderstanding, but to slow the conversation down and actually explain what happened and why it matters.
Exactly, because when conversations are rushed or clipped into viral moments, people end up reacting to headlines instead of reality.
Yeah, this topic touches on identity, immigration, politics, and community relationships. So it deserves more than 30 minutes video reaction like those video YouTube shoots. So we are going to talk for this in a broad-based manner.
Wow, we want to talk honestly why some Somalis supported Trump, why the travel ban happened, and how Black Americans are responding to all of this.
Hopefully by the end of this video, people will walk away with informed decision, or they'll be informed instead of just reacting emotionally.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump 2024, vote for Joe Trape 2024, vote for Maisie Young in St. Paul 2024, vote for Tajud in CD3 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
So why did the Somalis endorse Trump? Well, one thing people need to know is that there is no community that votes as a single group, and Somalis are no exception. While the majority of Somali Americans lean democratic way, there was a visible minority that supported Trump for very specific reasons.
Yes, these reasons were often rooted in conservative religious values, businesses, interests, and frustrations with being ignored by democratic leadership. Was less about love for him and more about dissatisfaction with the political alternatives.
That's an important point, because only online narratives often oversimplify the issue and turn it into mockery.
Many Somali families are deeply religious, and they felt uncomfortable with certain progressive policies being introduced in schools and public institutions.
While Trump's rhetoric against what he called woke culture made some parties feel like he was speaking directly to their concerns.
Whether people agree or not, that messaging was clearly resonated with portion of the community.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries too. I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other. And We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Tem problema, amigo. Eu não tenho problema, amigo.
Oh, don't pee, man. Sorry. Move back. Out the way, Willis. Out the way. You will get knocked down. Move.
Well, as you have seen from the previous video, that has happened. He has said that Somalis should now go back to their country, which is, it's given betrayal because they supported him, because they believed in the values and how he was saying that he's going to support the business, low taxes, you see. So let's call a spade a spade. And that is why we say you do not believe 100% what the politician says, or whatever he was saying during his campaigns. He was talking about immigration and those stuff. So they did not think if this immigration was going to affect them. And now they are the first community to be affected with the immigration issue.
Actually, when Trump took office, one of his first major actions was the travel ban, which included Somalia, among several other countries.
Well, as per now, the green card thing is not working because around November, that's when people apply for green cards. But now it's not happening. So it's not just the Somali who are affected. Even other countries in Africa were affected.
Yes, officially, when the administration framed this as a national security policy based on the instability and weak government systems.
However, many experts and civil rights groups argued that the policy relied more on fear and perception of the actual data, Somali crime and terrorism, which made the inclusion of Somalia to feel unjustified.
Many Somalis, especially those who had supported Trump, this policy felt like a deep betrayal.
Yeah.
However, many experts and civil rights groups have argued that the policy relied more on fear and perception than actual data.
Somali refugees in the United States had extremely low rates of crime and terrorism, which made the inclusion of Somalia to feel unjustified.
For many Somalis, especially those who had supported Trump, this policy felt like a deep betrayal.
Yeah, some believe that the legal immigrants and the refugees will not be affected, or that their support would somehow help with the protection. Instead, the ban showed that the political policies do not distinguish between supporters and the non-supporters.
The moment forced many people to confront the reality that political symbolism often comes at the expense of vulnerable communities.
Yeah.
Look, after hearing what that man said about the Somalis in Minnesota, I just gotta say, some of y'all needed to learn this lesson the hard way.
Y'all didn't want to believe that Black Americans knew what we were talking about. You did not want to believe that. A lot of people have come to this country from different parts of the world, and the first thing they do in order to assimilate to American culture is adopt the mentality that Black Americans are just complaining and not trying to warn people who is in charge and how they feel about anybody that is not of a certain flavor. Y'all always say stuff like, I just gotta work hard enough, get the right education, I gotta behave a certain way. That is why these people are struggling. And as long as I don't act like them, I will not be in danger. And there's really no other way to explain it, That's how you feel. But you teach your kids to think that way, all right? And it literally takes for them to say what that man said in order for you to start understanding that we were trying to warn you this whole time. That man literally said they're garbage. He said they're garbage and we don't want them in this country. But you know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy? You heard that one man say on CNN, they'll still vote Republican. They'll still vote alongside these people. It's I can't explain it, but they will absolutely keep trying to appeal to their abusers.
Because at the end of the day, the sickness that I really believe has been, bred here in America is that sickness of convenience. And for some reason, it is more convenient to do everything you can to appeal to these people that don't want you here than actually take a stand and vote alongside or speak alongside or stand hand in hand, arm in arm with the same individuals who they are oppressing. Because what you really want is your shot at the top. That's what a lot of people really want. They want their shot at the top. It doesn't really, solidarity, all that stuff, they're not interested. It's like, call me crazy, but the longer Trump 2.0 goes on, I'm starting to think that the only group that did not vote with inherent selfishness and inherent cruelty was Black Americans.
From the Black American perspective, many people say that the ban is a part of the much longer history of racial exclusion in the United States.
Yes, the idea that certain groups are viewed as more dangerous or less deserving of entry is not new to Black communities.
For that reason, many black voices express solidarity with Somalis rather than distance, while others they support this issue because, of course, not everybody can support the Somalis. Others, therefore, the idea that the Somalis should go back to their country. Others are like, why are you attacking this minority group? Well, the policies felt like an immigration decision and more like continuation of systemic discrimination.
Yes, and that at the same time, there were also difficult conversations happening in the Black communities. Some people questioned why immigrant groups would support political leaders who have record of harmful rhetoric towards minorities.
But much of this criticism came from lived experience, not hatred. It was often framed as a warning rather than an attack, based on lessons Black Americans have learned over the generations.
Yes, what this entire situation shows us is how complex political decisions really are at the community level.
People vote based on values, survival, and hopes, but policies are often shaped by power and symbolism.
Yes, when those two realities collide, communities end up paying the price.
Understanding that complexity is the only way to avoid repeating the same mistakes. Instead of using the topic of divide Somalis and Black Americans, it should push us towards more honest conversations.
These communities share more struggles than differences,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to immigration, discrimination, and political neglect.
If we listen instead of reacting, this way we can turn moments like this into lessons rather than conflicts. That's the real purpose of this discussion. If you like this video, subscribe
And
to our
drop a
YouTube
comment.
channel.
Yeah,
And if you like more of this content, subscribe too. We love you.
we love you.